Hi. How's everyone feeling today? Good? Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure 70% or maybe 80% of you guys just silently thought inside your heads, fine. But now I want you to take a few seconds and try to describe your feelings to maybe just yourself or to the people next to you. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Well, you might have noticed that it's not really an easy task to do. So I remember watching Kung Fu Panda at the age of 7 and having absolutely no takeaways except for inner peace. Now, I became like my childhood role model. Ho wants to distract himself with Kung Fu missions. I want to distract myself with assignments. Now, I keep on saying to myself when I work, okay, stop thinking, stop being dramatic, you can do this. Well, maybe you can't, but stop thinking about it at least. And I'm pretty sure that many of you can relate to my experience and have at least once thought, oh, I really don't want to think about it. And then we do all these casual routines of, checking social media, turning on music, doing our homeworks. Actually, from that very moment, you are already avoiding your emotions. In fact, studies from the National Library of Medicine in the United States shows that there's a direct relationship between emotional avoidance and physical/mental health. So in this experiment, half of the participants were told to suppress their aversive feelings when they were inside a room that contained more carbon dioxide than usual. The other half, on the other hand, were under the same exact conditions, except they were told to simply examine and intake their feelings. The results conclude that the individuals with higher emotional avoidance experience a greater level of anxiety and panic under physical stress. And this anxiety can be converted into health issues such as high blood pressure or intense pain. Another consequence that is often overlooked is aggression. Well, in other words, that you might unknowingly hurt people around you. So remember how I said I really like to distract myself with work? I swear this coping mechanism seemed so perfect in my head until someone said to me, you have no emotions, no empathy, you're so selfish that no one will ever stay beside you. Well, before that, I didn't know what the problem was. I didn't even know there was a problem. But at that moment, I began to realize how the emotions that I have been running away from has been translated into aggressiveness, ignorance, annoyance, and have developed my bad sleeping schedule and how I worked until I fall asleep immediately. But don't you worry, I am here to help. So after reading countless articles about emotional avoidance, I noticed 4 key components that I would like to call the ROC exercise. So R is recognizing. What is this feeling or feelings? O is observing. Basically, how is it affecting your daily behavior? C is confronting, and you have to think about why you feel this way and how and what caused this emotion. And K is knowing, and I'm going to explain that one because it's a bit confusing. So basically, if you have compromised with this emotion, then you should be able to add it to your dictionary of emotions. And this way, you can be more aware and more in charge of your own feelings. Well, yes, I know that facing our emotions is one of the hardest, most painful things we would have to do. Ever since we were small, we were told to run away from the bad things. But in terms of emotions, I think that it is necessary for us to sometimes stop and tell ourselves that you are capable and your emotions are valid. Now, I know that there's an overarching theme of how we can learn from Kung Fu Panda because that's my favorite movie, but I realized that the biggest takeaway I should have had from that movie is just a simple quote from the soothsayer that I hope that you can think of when you are finding yourself trying to run away from your feelings. The quote is, stop fighting, let it flow. Thank you for listening.